Welcome to the TrainPlayer Scenery Tools demonstration. First we will move the tracks to the back of the baseboard. Select the Edit Track tool, then right-click on any track, and choose Select All. Drag the whole track plan closer to the back of the baseboard. Note that the engine doesn't move with the track, but this will be corrected when the image is refreshed. Click on the background to cancel the selection. To restore the default view settings, you can click on the Run tool or the Edit Track tool. To set up a new style for the background, open the Scenery toolbar and select the background layer. Open the Scenery Styles dialog. On the Background tab, select Bitmap, and use the ellipsis button to open the Scenery chooser. In the chooser, navigate to the HQ Background folder, and select the required texture image. Click OK to add the new texture to the preview panel. Set the tile option to build multiple copies of the selected texture to ensure that the original image quality is retained. To remove the line around the preview image, go to the Line tab, and select the No Line option. Click OK to apply these new settings and close the Scenery Styles dialog. To draw the selected background texture, use the Rectangle tool. Next, draw a further rectangle around the proposed staging area. To change the texture used in the staging area, right-click on the new image and select Properties from the context menu. In the Scenery Properties dialog, select the Background tab, change the fill type to solid, and click the color swatch. Select a new color or shade for the image from the color chooser, and click OK. Click OK in the Properties dialog to apply the changes, then click outside the display to deselect the scenery item. We can use a thick line to represent a vertical backdrop. Open the Scenery Styles dialog, and select the Line tab. Set the line type to solid, then click the adjacent color swatch. Use the color chooser to select a new color for the line. In the Scenery Styles dialog, set the required line width. Then click OK, to establish the new default line settings. Select the foreground layer to draw the line for the backdrop. Select the Line Polygon tool. Draw the thick line, using the new presets. To change the properties of the line to hide the track and trains, right-click on the new line, and select Properties from the context menu. In the Properties dialog, select the General tab, and place a check mark in the box to hide track and trains. Then click OK to apply the changes. To add a ground texture to represent our freight yard, we need a new background setting for the drawing tools. Open the Scenery toolbar, and ensure the background layer is the active layer. Select Scenery Styles, and open the Background tab. Ensure the background type is set to Bitmap. Use the adjacent ellipsis button to open the Scenery chooser. Navigate to the HQ Background folder, select an appropriate texture, and click OK. In the Scenery Styles dialog, set the Tile option Radio button, and click OK. To draw the freight yard, select the Line Polygon tool, then draw the outline for the yard area. To fill the polygon automatically, ensure that the polyline ends at its starting point. Select the Edit Scenery tool from the Build toolbar. Right-click on the new scenery image, select Smoothing, and choose Smooth All. Then drag the image into its final position. If your image still has a line around its edge, you can remove this by right-clicking to open the Properties dialog, going to the Line tab, and checking the No Line option. Then click on Apply or Close to remove the unwanted outline. Click outside the workspace to deselect the new scenery item. We can add a roadway by using the same tools that we used to create the yard. Select the Scenery tools. Select the foreground layer. Select the Line Polygon tool. Draw the roadway. The foreground images are rendered above the roadbed and ties, but below the rails, so this will automatically create a grade crossing. If necessary, you can go to the Scenery Properties dialog to remove any unwanted settings from the new image. Click outside the display to deselect the new image. To build a tunnel, select the Edit Track tool, and select the track sections to be modified. Right-click to mark one end of the tunnel, then select Split Track here. Repeat this for the other end of the tunnel. Select the new tunnel segment. Right-click on the highlighted segment, and select Properties. In the Properties dialog, set the visibility to Hidden, and click OK. Note that a train traverses hidden track at normal speed. If visibility is set to Tunnel, then the train will jump instantly from the tunnel entrance to the exit. An alternative method of building a short tunnel is to hide the track under some foreground scenery. Select the foreground layer, and select the Rectangle tool. Draw a rectangle over the proposed tunnel track. Right-click on the new image, and select Properties. On the Line tab select No Line. On the Background tab, select Bitmap and click the adjacent ellipsis button to open the Scenery Chooser. Navigate to the HQ Background folder. Select the same bitmap that you used for the underlying background. Click OK to close the Scenery Chooser. Click Apply in the Properties dialog. This will hide the ties and the roadbed, but not the rails or the trains. To complete the tunnel, select the General tab and add a check mark to hide track and trains. Click the Close button to complete your tunnel, then adjust the final position of the invisible foreground item. The engine from the siding can be used to test the tunnel tracks. With the scenery method, the train is completely hidden, and the cut-off points for entering and leaving the tunnel are very precise. The Track Properties method shows an outline of the car passing through the tunnel. There are three basic approaches to adding detail to the scenery. Images can be drawn using the line polygon, rectangle, and ellipse tools. Images can also be copied across directly from another layout, or they can be selected from the Scenery Chooser. To copy images from another layout, select the Edit Scenery tool. Select the layout containing the required image. Highlight the required image or images. Copy the selection to the clipboard. Reselect the target layout, and paste in the contents of the clipboard. Position and size your image using drag and drop. To source your images from the collection in the Scenery Chooser, first open the Scenery Tools toolbar. Ensure you are working in the foreground layer. Open the Scenery Chooser. Navigate to the appropriate HQ Scenery folder. Select the required image, and click OK. Adjust the image size and drag it into position. Use the top right yellow handle to rotate the image. You can also drag and drop images directly onto the layout from the center panel of the chooser. Adding text labels to scenery items. Select the Edit Scenery tool. Right-click on the scenery item requiring the label. Select Properties from the context menu. Open the Text tab, and type the required text. Adjust the font, size, and color if necessary. Click OK or Apply, to activate the label. Close the Properties dialog if you used the Apply button. Click outside the display area to deselect the image. You can add text anywhere on your layout as a separate scenery item. First open the Scenery Tools toolbar, then select the Text tool. Draw a rectangle in the required position. Type your text into the new dialog, and click OK to apply it to the layout. The text will be applied using the current default text settings. Now that we know what to do, we can get creative. First we add a couple of images from another layout. Add some water, a pier, and a couple of schooners. Change the desert sand into a virtual forest. Add a station, tunnel portals, and some trees. Equip the local yard. Add rocks to the river bank, and buildings to the yard approach road. We can label the scenery, add some freight cars to the industries, and place a train in the staging area to complete our layout. Further modifications can be made at any time. All that remains is to save the results, and enjoy operating the layout.